In this video, let's take a look at how to add doors into a small cottage. So in order to do that, it's quite simple. You click on this door button here next to the walls, and then you can add doors. Now, the template that we selected was the architectural template, and in the template itself I have two doors. For some reason I have two doors in that template, and depending on the template that you bring in, like for example, if you brought in or started off the project with a construction template, then you might have more doors or different kind of doors. So depending on the template that you use, you might have different doors here. For my particular template, I have these two doors. I can go with a single flush, and there are sizes here provided as well. Now this one is like 1 foot by 6.5, almost 6 something feet. In this case, in the single flush door, I have a 3 foot by 7 foot door, which kind of fits with the project, and I can add that in. But just so that we know, let's see how we can bring in some other kind of door. Now, when you install Revit, it automatically installs a bunch of stuff as well, like doors, windows, templates that you can use in our projects. So what you can do is you can click on Load Family, and it'll take you to your library. It'll take you to this location where you select what you want to bring in. Now, we need to go into the US Imperial folder, and because we're using feet and inches, so we're using the US Imperial, and then we need to select doors. Now we double click on the doors folder, and it takes us into the doors folder, and depending on your installation, really it might be different how you see these. Now in my installation, I have commercial, hardware, residential. It's divided into those, and there are other doors here as well. So depending on the installation that you chose, it might be different how it appears. Now what I want to do is I want to create or get a residential door. So I'm going to go into residential. There are a bunch of doors that I can select from. Once I select one of the doors, I can see the preview here, and I can use my arrow key, the down arrow key, to navigate and see if I can find a door suitable for my project. I want a single one panel wood door. This probably would do. Let's see what other options I have. So there is a 3 panel door. If I want 4 panel door, there are a couple of different options here that I can choose from. So I'm going to go with the 1 panel wood door because that seems to be the most simplest form of door that I can bring in. I'm going to say open, and when I say that, it's going to give me other options as well. What size do I want to bring in? Now I can select all of these, but that would bring in all of these types, which would probably bloat my file up, which I don't want to happen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select just the size that I want, which is going to be a 36 by 84. Let's see if I have that size. So I want a 36 by 84. There is one here, so 3 foot by 7, and that's what I want. So I'm going to select that. If you want more door types, if you want to try out different types, you can do that as well. And actually I'm going to do that as well, because I want a 36 by 80, and then I want a 84 and a 30 by 84 as well, because I want one for my the bathroom area as well, which is going to be a 30-inch door. So I'm going to press my shift key, and if I click again, it selects all of the doors that's in between as well, which I don't want to happen. I want to select individually which ones I want. If you want all of these, you can just click on one and then press the shift and click on the other one, and it selects everything. I want this one and this one, so I'm going to select one of the doors and press Control and press click on the other door that I want to bring in. So these are the two doors that I want to bring in. I'm going to say OK, and it's going to ask me to save the project again, so I'm going to save it just in case. So there we go. We brought in the two doors, the single panel wood door with the 30 and 36. The 12 by 80 was already in my file, so I'm not going to use the 1 foot by 80 inches one. I don't need to use that. So the first door that I'm going to use is the 36 by 84, and I can just click on in the 3D view itself, I can do that. But rather than do that, I'm going to go into my plan view to be more precise. So I'm going to go back to my dough. I'm going to select to make sure that that's the dough that I'm selecting, and I'm going to place my dough here. Now when I move my cursor, if I move my cursor in the inside of the inner side of the wall, it's gonna snap to the side that I want the dough to open. If I move my mouse cursor to the outer side of the wall, it's gonna move to the other side. If I just press my space bar, you can flip the side as well. So what I want to do is I want to have my dough located like this. So I'm gonna place it like so and click, and it automatically creates the dough opening. Now once you created the dough or added the dough, you can flip it as well. If you feel like you want to flip it, you can use these flip switches to flip it around as well, but I'm just gonna leave it as it is. And I want to add another dough here, so let's do that. I'm gonna go and find the dough that I want to add for the bathroom, which is the 30 by 84, and go here. Well, to go to the dough first, then do the 30 by 84 and bring it here. And that seems a little bit big, but that's okay. I'm gonna add that in, and that's my bathroom dough. So I have my bathroom dough, have my main dough here, and now I need to find a bifold dough as well. There is a bifold dough that I need to add to the closet. So let's see if I can find a bifold dough. I'm going to go into the dough command, load family, and come to this residential and see if I have any bifold doughs. It doesn't seem to seem like I have one. So I'm going to find something. Let's see if I can find something here. Is there a bifold dough here? I don't think I have any bifold doughs here. So what do we do if we don't find any bifold doughs here? Let's see if I have any in the commercial section. I doubt I have any there. So there are no bifold doughs there either. The hardware is just for the hardware of the dough. So I don't seem to be able to find a bifold dough. In that case, what we do is we find it online. I've navigated to a site called revitcity.com. So in order for you to use Revit City, you need to create an account. I've already logged in with my account and it's free. So create an account and log in before you start downloading stuff on Revit City. It's a pretty useful site, and it has a download section, a gallery, forums where you can ask questions and such. So it's a pretty good site if you want to use it. So I'm going to go into my download section, and I'm going to I actually searched for a bifold dough previously, so I do have that in my search history. So I'm going to search for a bifold dough, press enter, and if you scroll down, there is a pretty good bifold dough here. I'm going to download that and use it. Let's see how we can download it and use it in our project. So I'm going to download it. And it's going to ask me to save it, so that's fine. I'm going to open the folder, and that's my bifold dough. As you can see, I'm going to double click on it. When you double click on it, it's going to open in your Revit project that you have opened up. It's saying your model needs to be upgraded from Revit 2010. So this bifold dough was made in a 2010 version of Autodesk, and I need to upgrade it in order to be used in the 2021 version. So I'm going to say upgrade the model, and it's going to upgrade it automatically, and once it's upgraded I can use it in my project. So once it's upgraded, you can see it shows the model. Now it's not in the project that we were working on, it's in a different view. Now you can see the interface itself, it changed. Even though you have your previous drawings here, the interface now is quite different. This is the Revit's family editor view that you're seeing. So you see all the tools that we can use to edit a family inside of Revit. Now what we need to do is, I'm not going to make any changes, I'm not going to edit this family, I just needed to load it into my cottage view. So I'm just going to load into project and close. So I'm going to click on that button, and it's going to ask me to save the project again. Yeah, go ahead, save the project. And now you see in this properties dialog box, property panel, there is this drop down where I have my bifold door. Now there are different types of bifold doors. I don't know what that means honestly, but I'm just gonna go with the default one which it came with. So when I come here, I don't see much of a difference. It's pretty big for one. Let's see if I can go into the other one, and does that make a difference? That's pretty big as well. Let's go to the other one. That's also pretty big. So I'm gonna go with the 45 one, and I'm gonna just place it right there. It's gonna give me some warnings. Let's cancel it. Before I place it, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make some edits. So this is the 45 whatever that is called, and I'm gonna go with the edit type button. What I'm gonna try and do is edit this so that it fits here. Right now it doesn't fit, so I'm gonna click on edit, and I'm gonna make some changes in this dialog box which says type properties. So I'm really changing the entire type. It's not just the instance that I'm changing. So it's gonna change the entire type of that particular door. So the good thing that you can do, or the best practice that you can do, is to duplicate this before you make changes. But since I know I'm not going to use another bifold door in this project, I don't need to really duplicate it. So I'm just going to use it as it is, and I'm going to make some changes. So the width, it says 6 feet. So that's the main issue that I have, the width. So let's make it about, say, 3 feet. 3 feet. I don't know if that works. The height is 6 and 6. Let's make it 7 feet, just so that everything looks right. And the others, I'm not going to make any changes. I don't even know what that means. Altura Paxado, I have no idea. So let's see what happens. It does have a preview, so let's see if that makes sense. It really does not. So I'm gonna say apply, and let's see how that works. I'm gonna say OK, and I think that actually worked. So this is a width that I can work with. If I wanted to, I can even make it smaller so that it fits with this the sketch that I have here. So if I wanted to, I can go back to edit type, and I can make some changes here. Rather than 3 feet, I can make it 2 and 6. So 2 feet and 6 inches, and I'm gonna say OK, and let's see if that works. I think that's perfect, honestly. Yeah, so I can move it afterwards as well. So click, and that's the way that you bring in an object from an outside source and make changes using the edit type. Now remember, this is a type level modification, which means all of the doors that I had, if I had more doors in here, when I make a type level modification, every door in your project is going to change to the or change itself to the changes that you made to the type, right? And that's especially important if you're working with walls, and if you make a type level modification, it affects all the walls in the project. So really, you don't want to do that. Before you make any changes, you would duplicate it and then make the changes. But in this case, it's going to be okay, because we're not going to use a bifold door in any of the other projects. In any other instances, we don't have any other bifold doors, so this should be okay. So in the next video, let's take a look at how to add windows to our small cottage.